How to become a better passer through futsal. Picture this. It is much more difficult to drive in a slick, wet, icy road than it is to drive on a dry road. And it's much more difficult to walk on an icy, slippery surface than it is on a dry surface. There's more traction. The same thing applies when it comes to soccer versus futsal. There is more traction under the soccer ball from the turf or the grass surface than it is on a futsal ball on a faster, slicker, dry futsal surface. On top of that, a futsal ball is less bouncing, it's a little bit heavier, so it promotes more accurate passing. But at the same time, it's a lot more difficult than it is passing a soccer ball. So in this training, we will see a very simple passing progression. We are starting with just the players passing the ball back and forth. We encourage them to use the inside part of their foot, but when receiving the ball, we encourage them to use their sole for better control. These are soccer players, most of them first time playing futsal, so it has to be a progression. And as I said, the coach will start them with a simple passing activity, back and forth. Focus on the quality of the passing and accuracy. The mechanics of passing should be already known. Putting your plantar foot next to the ball, how far, leaning over the ball, locking your ankle, and passing the ball. Now, the coach will instruct him to not only receive the ball, but take the first touch as the ball comes to you towards your next pass. So, as you can see, he receives the ball, and instead of being stationary, he actually takes his first touch with his sole towards his teammate, towards the player that he's passing next. Now the player is going to do it. Unfortunately, the camera is blocked, but you know, the players are instructed to go towards the ball, not wait for the ball to come to them, because once again, futsal has a limited time. So if you don't go towards the ball, your opposition, your defender may step in and take it. So the coaches encourage them to go towards the ball and take a touch towards the next pass. So as the ball is approaching, use the bottom of your foot, go towards the ball, and make an accurate pass. We suggest and we promote that every pass counts. Make sure that you put quality into every pass, no matter how easy it may be. Many youth players will make a pass carelessly without really putting quality, effort, focus into it. And most of the times, the pass is not accurate, the pass is not strong enough, or the pass is just given away, kicked out of bounds. So, some of the fundamentals of passing is knowing when to pass the ball, where to pass the ball, and how fast or how slow to pass the ball. So, as you can see, there's two groups of twos, one group of three here. So, we're focusing on just simple passing activity, taking the task. Now you can see the first three. The boys are touching the ball towards the next player, bottom of their foot, and quality passing. Simple as can be. Many top level coaches will tell you simple is good. Simple is great. We break everything down as simple as possible. When you train in the high levels, either futsal, soccer, professional, they break it down simple and they try to achieve high rate of quality, high rate of accuracy. So once again, the players are encouraged to use the bottom of your foot. Now you can see in this video how they've gotten really, really good at just using the bottom of the foot since the beginning seconds of the video. Going towards the ball, not waiting for the ball, because once again, and this is futsal training and it's not soccer training, when you wait for the ball to come to you, a high level opponent will step in and take it. Or if you don't go towards the ball, you have more pressure on your back from the defender. So you create that separation from you and the defender by going towards the ball. Don't forget, futsal, just like soccer, is about space and time. The more time you have, the more space you create. The more space you have, the more time you have. Okay, so it's very crucial to understand these two principles. So the next activity now is the coach is bringing the players very close together, as you can see, just to, you know, create a little variation. And all we're doing is focusing to touching the ball with the bottom of your sole in a small area, not too far away, a couple of feet, but touching the ball bottom of your feet, creating. Some people will say, well, what does that really do? It's, anybody can do that. Well, maybe not, especially at the youth level. Having consistency in your passing is a lot. If you go to a baseball practice, the first thing that they do when they get on the baseball field is take the ball and they start throwing the ball back and forth. Any baseball practice you go to, the most fundamental thing that players do is throw the ball back and forth. Why? Because it promotes accuracy, promotes, consistency. It's one of the most fundamental skills of baseball. You have to be able to throw the ball. Throw the ball and hit the ball. Everything else comes secondary. Same with soccer. You have to be able to trap the ball. You have to be able to pass the ball. Same thing with futsal. So being able to use the bottom of your foot consistently and pass the ball is great. Now, as you can see now, they're rolling the ball across their body. It's the next progression. Before it was just, passing the ball back and forth. Now they're rolling the ball back across their body and switching feet. That's the next progression. And again, concentrating and focusing on a simple activity. Pass the ball with the bottom of your foot. Sole is highly promoted and used in a futsal game. So much so that if you watch a professional soccer game, you'll notice that a lot of technical players use the bottom of their foot even in the soccer game. So once again, group of two of them, and one group of three boys. And as you can see, all they're doing is rolling the ball across their body with the bottom of their foot, making a quality pass over and over and over again. Repetition promotes consistency, promotes confidence in doing all these activities. So it's as simple as it can be. All right, so quick stop, for the coach to basically address and, ask questions. One of the things that, FTP promotes is basically always asking questions of the players. Let them figure out, let them give you the answers. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the next activity. Once again, they get a little further apart. Okay. A little further apart. Let's see what the trainer has in mind this time around. So the object is using two balls now, make it a little more difficult. Okay, using two balls, a little more difficult. So it's, a little challenge for them. Actually, they do pretty good. The three boys having a little harder time because they're three boys. It's a lot more difficult to do that, and that's okay. That's okay because we want to challenge them. The other two groups are having an easier time. Once again, they're hitting the ball because they're kicking the ball diagonally as opposed to kicking the ball to the open foot. Okay. Now the middle group of the two girls got it going on. They got the rhythm. They figured out the tempo. The quality is there. The two further girls are struggling to get, the rhythm and the consistency and the tempo going on, but that's okay. There you go. They're doing a pretty good job. The three boys, as I said, it's a little more tougher for them. They're having three players. Changing that movement is more challenging, more difficult. But overall, hey, not bad. At the end of the day, it's all about touching the ball. It's all about passing the ball and developing that consistency and the accuracy in touching the ball. Again, we promote, and this video is basically from one of the academies that we run. We promote that every pass counts. Take pride into your pass. Make sure that your percentage of passing is very high. Every pass counts, regardless if you think it's insignificant or not. If you don't use that principle, and especially you lose the ball when there's no pressure on you because you're just careless or you're not focusing, you're giving away possession of the ball. Every time you give away possession of the ball, the other team has an opportunity to score. Okay, so now the progression is it's moving and passing. Okay, we have a little dribble, you have a little pass. Now the player opens up to the side, pass and pass back, and move back for a long pass. Till the next video, guys.